we're seeing right now for JDG. KBG only tried out the Katarina against Thundertalk game 1.
Yeah.
And I don't think they are ever going to be trying that again. It's just a hover.
Ooh,
And this, for the meantime, Kai'Sa is the more sure champion. Or the Zeri. But they go with the Kai'Sa, going for the poke.
I was gonna be very, very impressed if they actually went for the big boy play there for the Katarina, because that was some serious considerations. Yeah, I would say it's kind of a throw, but you never know. You never know if it will be a throw.
Against a Psych, against a Wukong, against a Gragas. Come on, man.
Yeah, there's so many ways to just take him out of it, but yeah, that's
this one's better.
Yeah, okay. I like that Aatrox. I like that Aatrox quite a bit. Now, as for the rest of them, it is very difficult to say whether or not this is a good play. But yeah, Zeri once again for Fei Bai against Anran 9 and his...
And Garen.
Yep, there's a Garen.
That's just perfect.
9's Kai'Sa. That is a great draft. Oh, even if he doesn't get the Garen, he goes for the Camille instead. Interesting.
No. That was a trap, my guy. Garen would have been better, I would say, because Renekton now is gonna be picked up by KBG, and Renekton wins against Camille every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time, especially with the buff that the Renekton has now, removing the shield. Garen would have been so good. You know why? Because they would have the mass injustice to take down the Aatrox. Right now, they don't have actually the burst to take down the Aatrox, the finishing touches. And if you give even the slightest HP left on an Aatrox with the World Ender, suddenly it can go back to full health.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate that they went for the Camille instead of the Garen. That would have been really, really solid, really, really good to see. If I'm being honest, it would have been one of the what's it called? One of the champions that could have secured this game, that could have sealed this victory in stone for JDG. But now it's a little bit riskier for them. But you know what I say? Big risk, big reward.
Big risk, though, in terms of matchups here for JDG. Hopefully, they are going to be able to have a good experience in their laning phase. Here is the win condition right now. From the bat, right from the bat. If Sunny becomes behind against KG, this is KBG's game. It's just that, plain and simple.
That could be it. That could be it, as long as it's they get put in a little bit of a bad situation. It could be KBG's game, but yeah. At this point, it really is pretty much anybody. I am so excited for this one, Gyan.
Oh yeah. Match point already. But that's the interesting flash by KG just to catch up the wave. Worth it, I would say. He got the wave.
I'd say pretty worth. Yeah. Good.
Early game, Sunny is just gonna be farming up. Tactical sweep to clear out the waves. Needs to just be very careful all the time, because it's a Corki's Alistar combo. Naturally, this should be okay for JDG, but KG is also gonna be fine in the top lane. Right now, he's gonna be helping out the Thon, at least clear up his waves, and just waiting for the waves to go back and connect towards the tower. JDG is freezing the wave, which is perfect.
Sandy had a KDA of 15 in the last game. That is absolute insanity, ladies and gents. I don't know how he managed that, but yeah, he didn't die. Nobody died in the last game, so that only makes sense. Now, this time though, it is going to be a little bit more dicey. Let's get into the first big engage here by JDG. At least they're putting pressure on that top lane. Man, you can see how hungry JDG is for this win. They're doing everything in their power to try to put as much pressure as they can on the members of KBG.
It's actually really good that JDG is doing, denying some minions on KG. They completely zoned him away. But bot side though, Xiaoma and Yu is having the best of time, because not only are they able to withstand the pressure into the top lane, they're also able to answer back with playthings in the bot lane. That's why we're seeing a slight gold lead right now by KBG. JDG needs to answer back. Get some playthings in the top lane, deny KG access into the lane. But since Doki's now here in the bot side, looks like they're gonna be focusing on defending this tower for now.
And defend they will. Because JDG do not want to, overstep KBG. And honestly, KBG at the defense is still pretty strong, especially in the early game when they have the connection. But yeah, it is still a little tiny bit dicey here for KBG. They need to be as aggressive, I think, as they were in the first couple games, but of course the fear sets in at this point, and you're kind of wondering what is JDG going to pull out next, and how careful do we need to be, how much do we need to respect them. And that respect is coming in the form of them not being as proactive as they could be, just trying to survive as long as possible against JDG. They now, JDG now has a Gragas. I think that with that pick, it becomes a lot more easy for JDG to look for pickoffs here, especially with the Wukong into Jace pipeline.
Engage. You.
Oh, that is
Really fine. The only avenue of opportunity right now by KPS Gaming is actually on top side, but since it's a Jace versus Renekton matchup, it's going to be very difficult for the Renekton to actually engage, since there is the hammer form into the pushback by Juju all the time to negate that engage. So now KBG is forced to just play passively.
Yeah, but KBG, they're the ones who are being a little bit active, especially here in the bot lane. Yu tried to go for a little bit of some there versus Xiao Ma, and yeah, it did kind of work out a little bit, if I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it is a little bit expensive, per se, of a buy. Now, a little bit expensive of a, of a move there by KBG. Now, this does come at the cost of JDG's pressure here. Now, Fei Bai bringing it down there, bringing himself down there. The map movements are a little bit more towards the side of KBG at the moment, so is the gold, but we can expect JDG to tighten this up in about 20 seconds when those objectives do spawn up.
The only opportunity right now by KBG is to have them scale up for the meantime. Since they do have the Aatrox on the Ton, he can serve really well later on in the carry position. 3-4 man damage dealing champions is available on the side of KPS Gaming, and it's going to be very difficult for JDG to actually burst his Aatrox down since they don't have the Garen for the execute damage. Now they're starting the Dragon, and no responses yet for JDG. Once is still far away from the RH, so that take on the Rift Herald is going to be delayed. That can provide KBG an opportunity to maybe check him out later on. His Dragon has been secured, KBG can just move up.
Yep, move up they will. This could be a pretty decently sized play here if KBG did want to go for it, but a little bit. Oh god, Yu gets caught immediately. He gets piled up on, and he doesn't have the Zonius Hourglass. He's got no way to keep himself safe, and that is the first blood, the first pick for JDG, as everybody was just circling around the Rift Herald. It should now be in the full control of Jingdong Gaming. Though Daton is there, he wants to contest, but they are just going to catch out KG once again. They take that Renekton down, but the World Ender is here. Daton is in the midst of the fight. There's the exhaust, the tactical sweep to try to slow them down, but Sadie will go down. Now once has to flash out. It's a 2 for 2 so far, but the Jace hasn't even entered the fight. Now Fei Bai is there as well, along with Juju. Will they go for this Rift Herald? Yes, they will.
Again, big deficit on the time. Fei Bai just trying to do some damage here into this fight, but they have to give this objective away. They have to give it away. They have to back away. JDG cannot afford to contest because they have no front line anymore, and KBG walks away with 2 objectives. 2 for 2 trade as well in the kills. Better value for KBG.
Yeah, great value for KBG there to get those important kills, get those tower plates, and get that Rift Herald. And they also were able to score that Drake through all of that. So good hustle there by KBG. Now that is a big bonk onto Fei Bai, trying to keep him away from this tower. They want that first tower. Or they want that first tower, yep. the Rift Herald will be spawned up in the mid lane to take it. So everything's going the way of KBG so far, and once again, if you give them an inch, they will take every single mile that they can get.
When we saw the... Hold that thought. Sani?
Oh, Sani almost getting taken down there. That's on. Trying to get onto Once, though. This is kind of what happens when Once is not on a carry champion. He's a little bit more reserved, a little bit less willing to go for big engages there.
The moment we saw the Aatrox being picked up, Camille being picked up as well instead of the Garen, we know that this situation would happen. The Daton would be unstoppable, and JDG would need to bank on late game, bank on Feibai and Juju to be able to burst out this Aatrox later on. Maybe Sani as well. But it's more challenging to do so because you don't have the Demacian Justice to actually pin him down. That way, KBG is having the full confidence to actually go in onto them all the time. Now they possess 4,000 gold leads, setting up some death brushes as well, checking the area where JDG would go. And again, slowly but surely, KBG is starting to get their groove back.
Yeah, and KBG they need every single advantage that they can get just to not get eliminated here. This could very possibly go the full distance, ladies and gents, as JDG, they're trying to go for it, and it is going to be a tower take, but how much did they risk for it? There's explosive cast onto the Daton, but Yuyu's in the midst of it all now. He is going to be the big cow that they need, but JDG able to disengage really cleanly there. KG, though, bringing up the rear. He's got the dominance already. They know that the Crocodile is going to be coming up, so where are they going to engage in? They are going to engage onto the Crocodile. KG, though, may have to get away from this. What a very aggressive and good engage there by KBG, but the knockback from JDG was just too much.
Yeah, better disengage on the side of JDG. No casualties whatsoever, despite the flank coming in from KG. Was actually enough. Good stop on the recall though. KG got a little bit interrupted there, but still, situation remains the same. KBG is still the one dictating the flow of the game. The Daton is still leading the gold chart, and if we compare both the junglers, that is almost 2,000 gold lead that the Daton possesses against Once. That is how big of a lead that he actually has right now, and they're positioning for the second dragon. If JDG gives this, it's basically over.
Yeah, pretty much. If JDG are not able to contest this, it should be it for KBG. This could be the game number 7 calling to them, but Yuyu is the first point of contact here. He will almost get taken out, but there's a steal coming from JDG. Good stuff there from their jungler, and Once is able to get away scot-free as well. Ooh, that was a drive-by. Steal and get out. No risking anybody else. That's Han, though. He may be risking himself here because he gets caught right there, and Hextech Ultimatum will keep him locked down. That was a huge mistake. A little bit over-aggressive by the jungler of KBG.
So greedy there by the Daton. Doki, though, will be fine. JDG getting the steal on the second dragon and also a kill on the Daton. It's just perfect for them to prevent the landslide victory here of KBG. Now they're able to get something in control of this game, delay the scaling of KBG, get that Ocean Drake as well for the sustain later on. Props to everyone on the side of JDG. They were well coordinated, that their intention is just the steal. After the steal, they immediately backed away, and everyone actually helped out in terms of pushing everyone from KBG away. And then the follow-up onto the Daton, punishing his overextension, landed them that free kill.
Yeah, great punish coming in. And honestly, it was just Daton being a little bit too big for his britches. He said, all right, they took the dragon, they must not be here anymore. I'm gonna go get onto their Krugs, but right now they are gonna go for the engage once again onto Juju, and that is the target that they wanted to catch, but Daton was not able to get a clean engage there. The flash from Juju will keep him safe, but the World Ender has been used, so that won't be available for a little bit. JDG, though, they are still really fighting back here.
KBG finding avenues that they can actually engage here against JDG, but so far they're not able to fully pin them down. JDG being able to buy enough time for them to scale up is, again, an opportunity for Feibai, for Sani, and Juju to work around and have their impact later on into the game. KBG now starting to maybe influence the bot side. We have Titan and KG actually here. One is going to be able to catch up the wave, but against two people, it's going to be very difficult. They need Sani, they need the rest.
Can they get the rest? As there is the Hextech ultimatum onto that Titan. Will they be able to take him out before the rest of the squad comes in? Almost, but not quite. He's starting to burn down, but he's able to get the heal off. Once, though, will get targeted, and he gets taken out. He gets head-butted into the ground, and now also in danger is Doki, but Juju comes in and swings for the fences, goes for the to the skies. He does get safety, at least, for the rest of his team by taking out more of those health bars, but yeah, that was still a kill for KBG.
Yeah, 2 kills without any exchange. JDG got too greedy. They engage without the other members of JDG to follow up, and that allowed KBG to actually punish them. And now additional 2,000 gold lead, and now it's starting to be a lot more difficult for JDG. They shouldn't be too excited. They shouldn't be too greedy, because again, they're the ones catching up. They're the ones on a deficit. They're the ones who doesn't have the better composition. It's simpler for KBG to work around. The Ton surviving was actually key to them winning, because JDG invested so much just to take him down, but was not able to do it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that is going to be a big play for JDG to keep themselves alive there. But this could be it for Sani. He has been flashed onto. Yuyu big committed to that. But because he's Alistar, he can just get out of there scot-free, and that's going to be it for them. That's going to be it for that engage, but Yuyu still very much at the tip of the spear here, ready to engage, and Doki goes down, but Yuyu very much in danger. Although he pops the ultimate, he will be getting away scot-free. And 9 goes in very aggressively, and that does pay off big for them. Feibai goes down once, is getting defended by Juju, and KG actually a little bit very aggressive there. Blast cone over the wall into Sani's face, and Sani was like, okay, I will Hextech ultimatum and get out of here. Now KBG looking like themselves, looking like they want to take this to game number 7, looking like the last 3 games are just a fluke by JDG.
Definitely the Aatrox pick is the biggest factor here. And JDG not having. Again, we go back into that pick, and there's nothing that the only bad thing is that we can't do anything about it this time around. Doki getting caught by use is perfect, because even though he has, tank items, it's not the same as an Alistar having the unbreakable will. That's why you survived and Doki didn't. And then the re-engage, the flash in of the Dawn is now perfect, and everyone just followed through, completely obliterating Feibai, and the rest of JDG could no longer follow.
And where JDG cannot follow, KBG will start to decimate them, because JDG, their composition needs to rely on a lot of teamwork to actually make their dreams work, but that's not what is happening right now, as KBG, they're really just taking them to task every single time. This is the aggressive KBG that we were looking for earlier. Every single time they get an advantage, they snowball that into whatever they can, and what they can bring us is to game number 7, ladies and gents, as they are sieging now the inhibitor towers in all 3 lanes.
Scaling lineup by KBG, definitely working this time around. Andron pushing the top lane, KJ in the bot lane, the rest is in the mid lane. JDG, they want to prevent them. Yuyu.
Oh god, Yuyu is going to be going in once again with the spear. He's the one who gets that first kill, and Sani now in a lot of danger. He gets pulverized into the air, but maybe the isolation of that Ton will give this a little bit more of a positive spin for JDG as they try to go for something. They do get a kill right there on 2 Anran 9. Unfortunately, he stepped a little bit too close to the fire and got burned, but it is a 4v4. The health bars are a little bit low on the side of KBG, so JDG are a little bit confident in aggressing, but Doki, if he is the first one to go, he does force a flash out of KG. This is going to be a very big fight here. The Dragon is only 16 minutes. But yeah, it is JDG who have to step back. They can't risk this with their inhibitors just all down, their base exposed.
Doki's the only one here. Once is here as well, but I don't think they can steal this. They're just
No
third.
way. No way. They just turn onto Doki, and he is immediately taken down low. But in the midst of it all, it is Juju. Juju's going to go down. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to do enough damage. But there is Once in the back, laying waste to the ADC. Now Doki incredibly low, though. Daton is still there. And Once is trying the best as KG immediately gets jumped on. Daton, though, the last man standing. How did this happen? Because they did not have Anran 9 in that fight. They are just going to jump onto Daton. And can this be the turnaround for JDG? Because there is a Kaisa on the wings. Anran 9 is there, but their base is in shambles, and they have to defend.
Need to go back into the base. KBG will still be able to take this dragon for themselves. But looks like the Thon is gonna go back into the base first. It's so difficult to take down this Aatrox because of the sustain. JDG, even if they have the consistent DPS, the burst is still there. The burst is still real on the side of KBG. And the only reason why they kind of won that fight a while ago is because KBG were isolated. They were scattered away from each other. Adam wasn't there for the influence as well. And that is just a small lead that they gotten, but still very far away from being on par against KBG. Now Elder's being started. JDG, what do you do?
I mean, what do you do indeed when you're this low, when the chips are all down? JDG, the answer could be something that they have been looking for a while, but it is incredibly dangerous to go up against KBG at this point in the game. So I really do not know if this is the play for them. So you just have to see, because KBG have already started. Yu once again is there. They just turn right onto Feibai, and Feibai has to flash away to get out of there. There's Once's clone with the Cyclone, but it's still the Elder Drake take that KBG is focusing on right now.
No more Unbreakable Will for Yu. KG does have the Guardian Angel. They're just delaying them because they know they have the waves to crash in the base. Top lane is building up. Sani has to go there. KBG goes back into the Elder Dragon, baiting out JDG. They know that they're the ones being pressured.
So all the pressure is going towards JDG, as that is a beautiful engage from Yu. Already Doki incredibly low. He will get sniped out by Anran 9, and this should be the cleanest. Elder Drake now with JDG not able to really interfere here because Yu is there on the backside. He is ready to just interrupt them any single day. They just turn, and KG's on the back onto Feibai. He is just going to 1v3, but he's going to get taken out, though, because he got a little bit too aggressive. No, he won't. He actually survives to live another day, to fight another fight, but the rest of JDG may not be able to say that for themselves. They are just 4 of them getting rushed into the base, getting chased into their own fountain, and that is a kill onto Once. This is KBG now on to the Nexus, and on to the next game, the last game of the series, ladies and gentlemen. KBG, they stay alive for one more.
KBG getting back into the series and taking us to game